Good morning. Welcome to the final installment of Total Commitment to Christ. What is it by A.W. Tozer? For those of you just joining in, Dr. Tozer does his best to condense what a total commitment to Christ looks like in five chapters, 21 pages. Each chapter has a particular attachment that we have to Christ and what Christ has to us. The first chapter was intellectual attachment. Second chapter was volitional attachment. Chapter 3 was exclusive attachment, and chapter 4 was inclusive attachment. In chapter 5, it's irrevocable attachment. Irrevocable attachment. Let's read. Then there was the irrevocable attachment. What do I mean by that? I mean that the Lord doesn't want any X parameters about. Some movie actor wrote a book one time called Try Jesus. I never read the book. I wouldn't be caught dead reading it. Try Jesus? All this experimentation. I don't believe in it. I believe we ought to be suicide bombers. We ought to tie ourselves in the cockpit and dive on the deck. And if we go out, we go out. Sink or swim, live or die. Irrevocably attached in love and faith and devotion to Jesus Christ the Lord. Christians ought to be those who are totally committed that it is final. This week, looking back over your shoulder to see if there isn't something better, I can't stand it. One time, a young man came to an old saint who taught the deeper life, the crucified life, and said to him, "Father, what does it mean to be crucified?" The old man thought for a moment and said, "Well, to be crucified means three things. First, the man who is crucified is facing only one direction." I like that. Facing only one direction. If he hears anything behind him, he can't turn around to see what's going on. He stopped looking back. The crucified man on the cross is looking in one direction, and that is the direction of God and Christ and the Holy Ghost, and the direction of biblical revelation, in the direction of world evangelism, in the direction of the edifying of the church, and the direction of the sanctification, and the direction of the spirit-filled life. And the old man snatched his scraggy gray hair, scratched his scraggy gray hair, and said, "One thing more, son, about a man on the cross. He's not going back. The fellow going out to die on the cross doesn't say to his wife, 'Goodbye, honey, I'll be back shortly after 5. When you go out to die on the cross, you bid goodbye. You're not going back. If we would preach more of this and stop trying to make a Christian life so easy it's contemptible, we would have more converts that would last. Get a man converted who knows that if he joins Jesus Christ, he's finished, and that while he's going to come up and live anew, as far as the world's concerned, he's not going back. Then you would have a real Christian indeed." The old man went on, "Another thing about the man on the cross, son. He has no further plans of his own." I like that. Somebody else made his plans for him. And when they nailed him up there, all his plans disappeared. On the way up on the hill, he didn't see a friend and say, "Well, Henry, next Saturday about 3, I'll come by and we'll go fishing up on the lake." He was going out to die, and he had no plans at all. Oh, what busy beaver Christians we are with all of our plans, and some of them, even though they are done in the name of the Lord and evangelical Christianity are as carnal as goats. It is beautiful to say, I am crucified with Christ, and know that Christ is making your plans. I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, 20 minutes on your knees in silence before God will sometimes teach you more than you can learn out of books, and teach you more than you can even learn in churches. And the Lord will give you your plans and lay them before you. If the boards of the churches would only learn to spend more time with God and less time debating, they would save all the midnight meetings where everybody leans back, weary from discussing things. I tell you, you can cut down your time in debating and discussing if you spend more time waiting on God. He'll give you the Holy Ghost, and He'll give you and teach you His plans. Now, I think that's all I want to say. We are to be joined to Jesus Christ, intelligently joined by knowing who He is. We are to be volitionally joined and not try to live on our feelings. Though, thank God, there will be a lot of feeling going on with it. And we are to be exclusively attached, excluding everything that is contrary to Him, and exclusively attached, taking everything that He surrounds Himself with in and irrevocably attached, so that we are expendable and are not going back. Wow. Those 5 simple points really paints the picture. There is no going back. Once you surrender your life to Jesus wholeheartedly, when your heart joins with the Lord's heart, it is the Lord's heart. It belongs to Him. Only Him. And the life that we live in this world, from that point forward, is all directed by Him, controlled by Him. There is no turning back. Our will becomes His will, and His will becomes our will. As we become more like Him, He completely engulfs our life. We don't make plans of our own without Him. Well, we don't make plans without Him. Our plans are His plans, and His plans are our plans. Nothing we can intentionally do on our own will ever do. It's got to be by His prompting, His intentionality, His plans. Hope you enjoyed the reading. Take care.